This lesson is about how to utilize point slope form when you're given a point and a slope, or when you're given just 2 points. So let me go into presentation mode. Hopefully this will work okay. All right, so we didn't have quite as much time as we needed to in class today. So this is how you do this. So when you have a point and a slope, so we have a point right here. This is x1, this is y1, and we're given a slope, also known as m, right? Then you're going to use this point slope formula. Why? Why are we doing this? Because we want to get an equation into this slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Why? Why do you ask that? Because when it's in this form, we can graph it. We can figure out what the slope is, figure out what the y-intercept is, plot those points, and make a line. Okay, so you'll see that I have these notes to leave this y and this x. Notice this one has a 1 under it because it's talking about a specific point, a specific y value that we're going to utilize, and a specific x value that we're going to utilize over here. And you also given a slope, so you're going to plug that in here. But these are just going to be left as they are. So y minus, it has a minus in the formula, but look at this y value. It also has it's a -1. So we would have y minus -1. Well, when you have minus a negative, you really have a plus, right? So it turns into a plus, is equal to the slope, -3/4, parentheses x, right? I'm just writing this stuff that is given to me in the formula. Then minus sign, and now I'm going to put my x value, -8. Again, negative and a negative makes it a positive, right? When you have parentheses, you're going to use distributive property. So just rewrite the first part, -3/4 x. Now I'm going to do this -3/4 times the 8. Let me show you what that looks like over here to the side. In case you're having trouble multiplying fractions, what you need to do is -3 times 8, so it's -24, and then divide by 4. So we multiply the tops, divide by the bottom. So that's going to give us a -6. So this times this was -6. I mean, you could just do this in the calculator too, but that is how the math works. Okay. I'm almost there. I'm almost in this form. I just need to subtract the 1 because we want y totally isolated on this side. Those cancel, right? Y is equal to -3/4 x, and this is -7. Okay, so that we're done. We did it. Now we got to go to the next. All right, I got to come up here, play all these little games. There we go. Now I can go to the next one. I need to erase. There. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now we're not given a slope. We have to find the slope first. So when you have 2 points and no slope, find the slope and then use point slope formula again. And this is point slope formula. Okay. So you recall that what you're doing is you're subtracting the y's and you're subtracting the x's, and that's going to give you the slope, okay? So this is the easiest way I know how to show it to you. I'm going to put my line and a minus and a minus. Now I'm going to put the 2 y values on the top, so 7 and -1. Then I'm going to put the x values on the bottom, -3 and 1. Okay, negative and a negative makes a positive. So now we have 8 over -3 minus another 1, -4. That simplifies to -2. So my m is equal to -2. Now I need a point and a slope, but I've got 2 points. Which one do I use? Is there one that's right? Is there one that's wrong? No. You could use either. So I choose to use the one I think are easier to work with. If there was a point that had no negatives in it, I would pick that one. But this one, it's 1, so it's like the values are small. Maybe it makes it easier. Okay, keep the y. Minus sign, right? Because I got that from the formula. Now, what is my y value? Oops, right here. -1. So negative and a negative makes it a positive, is equal to the slope. Well, that was what I had to figure out. I found out the slope, so I put that there. Now I'm just copying and pasting this part, right? I'm leaving this as x minus, go over here, now 1. Now here's where you could go astray. If you used this y value, but then you used that x value, can't do that. You got to pick a point and stick with it, all right? But you could have used both the -3 and 7, but I just chose this point instead. Okay, now distribute. Y plus 1 is equal to -2x, and then negative times a negative makes that a positive 2. Almost done. Subtract the 1 from both sides so that you have y all by itself. And okay, remember, if I'm going too fast, I'm trying to make it fast so that people don't get annoyed and not watch the whole thing, but you can always watch this again or pause it if you're trying to keep up. Okay, so that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get an equation. Now, if I wanted to graph that, I know that I would begin at the b. I know that I have a negative up 2 over 1 slope. So up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. It would look something like that, right? Okay, let's go to the next thing. Come on, slide. There we go. All right, now this is another situation that is going to come up for you. You are given not just 2 points, but a whole bunch of points, a whole table full of points. When you have a table of points and no slope, you're going to have to find the slope first, and then you can use this formula, point slope again. So you can pick any of these 2, and I'm going to pick the easiest ones, right? And I'm going to find my slope. So m is equal to the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's. Here's my 2 y values, 5 and 3. Here's my 2 x values, 0 and 1. 5 minus 3 is equal to 2. 0 minus 1 is -1. So the slope is -2. Okay. Now you take this, and you got to pick one of these. There's 4 different points, and you pick one of them. I am going to pick this point because I like zeros. I feel like they cancel things out, and so I'm going to pick that one. Keep the y. Minus. Now I go to the y. Where did I get the minus? It was in the formula, right? Okay, -5 is equal to the slope. I found the slope. It's -2. Parentheses x minus. Where did I get the minus? It was in the formula. Now, what is the x value? If I use the 5, I have to use 0. If I used 3, I have to use 1. So you have to stick with one of the ordered pairs. It's just that there's 4 options to decide this on. Okay, and then 0. Okay. Y minus 5. I'm sorry if you hear my baby crying. She's got a fever. Minus 2x. -2 times a 0 cancels that out. So you could put plus 0. Don't worry, my husband's down there. He's going to pick her up in a second. So you could put 0, or you could have just left that off altogether. One last step. We got to add 5 and add 5. Y is equal to a -2x plus 5. And that is it. That's the end of this video. Oh, if I can click on the pause button.